Hello and welcome. This is Jaz Rasul, creator of the Energy Diamond technologies, and in this video I'm going to introduce you to the Atmascape heat maps, which give you a picture of your inner weather, your mental health, and the state of your life overall in terms of how well you're meeting your needs and also how well you're helping other people meet their needs. Now, when you log on to Energy Diamond at energydiamond.com, once you log on to your account homepage and click onto your latest profile, you'll see that there's a list of menu items available. Depending on what level you have an account, you'll get different menu items. But even in the most basic one, you should have an option for basic charts. And in the basic charts section, if you click on that, what you'll see first come up is this particular page, which shows all the scores that you put into your questionnaire converted into colours, and the kind of image you'll probably get is something like this. You can see there's a little explanation on the left hand side explaining what the colours are all about. In this particular picture, it's telling you that the red areas are where you feel that you're doing not so well as you might be in other areas of your life. The blue areas are the areas where you're most strongest in terms of your ability to meet your needs, and the blue-green areas are the areas where you feel you're kind of doing average in your life. And the areas that have got white hues to them, they mean something as well. They typically relate to your habits or areas that you're focusing a lot. Now, in an image such as this, which is based on the lowest score being 0 and the highest score being 10, if all your scores are between 7 and 8, for example, or 6, that would make them mostly blue, and you probably wouldn't see very much detail. You get something similar happening if your scores are all around, say, 2 or 3. It would be kind of very red and yellow, the whole image, but again, you wouldn't see very much detail. So what's sometimes useful is not to draw the image making red represent 0 and blue represent 10. Most people's scores are not that extreme. Most people's scores tend to hover between a certain range of values. It's much better to actually draw the image with the lowest scores of your profile being coloured red and the highest scores being coloured blue. And if you look at the image further down, then you'll notice that that's what's happened with that image. It's the same image, except we're using a different scale. Now, whatever the lowest score was on this latest profile, it's coloured red. Whatever the highest score was on that latest profile, it's coloured blue. So now the reds and blues show where your upper and lower limits are in your life right now, in terms of where you're doing well and where you're doing least well. So these are very useful images to use to get an overview of your entire life. Now, you'll notice that the images don't have much information on them in terms of explaining what is going on in each of the areas of your life, and that's because these are really basic images. It's possible to get much more detailed information and explanation of what's going on in the chart by looking at what's available on a sister site that we have at socialvitamins.co.uk. There you'll find there's some information which explains each of the areas in much more detail. So you'll see that there's a link here, socialvitamins.co.uk, and if you click on that, you will be taken to that site and your email address will be put in automatically, ready for you to log into that particular site. You can use the same password to log on, and what will happen is, if you click on the latest profile that you've got listed there, the database that Social Vitamins use is the same database that Energy Diamond also uses. So whatever profile you do, whether you do it on Social Vitamins or whether you do it on Energy Diamond, you should be able to access it on both sites with the same login details. So let's have a look at these heat map images in much more detail using the Social Vitamins imaging system, which has got a lot more detail to it.